Imagine opening your credit card statement and feeling your pulse racing, or dodging your banking app for weeks because dread hits you every time. Here's something you probably haven't heard before. According to Experian, a staggering 68% of American adults have experienced financial trauma in the last 5 years. That is more people than fill most movie theaters. If you have ever made a money move that makes 0 sense, you are not broken, and you are definitely not alone. Stay with me, because in this video, I am revealing a proven 3-step system that helps you recognize and rewrite the hidden money scripts quietly sabotaging your finances. By the end, you will understand exactly why your brain resists budgeting and how to finally regain control. Ready to break the cycle? Let's get started. Welcome to Jim Invests, where today we are digging beneath the surface of your financial life. Not just budgets and investments, but the psychology at the root of it all. If you are tired of advice that ignores the real reasons disciplined money habits do not stick, you are in the right place. In fact, before we go any further, tap that subscribe button so you do not miss actionable breakdowns just like this. Let's get real. Experian's research finds 68% of American adults are dealing with financial trauma right now. So, if you picture yourself in a room with 10 friends, about 7 of you are secretly carrying deep money stress into every daily decision. That is not just background anxiety. It often steers your every move, even when you do not notice. Yet almost nobody talks about this. We analyze investments, trade budgeting tips, argue over which app is best, never questioning the battered foundation underneath it all. But here's a quick thought experiment. You would not build your dream home on cracked concrete and expect it to survive a storm, right? Yet, millions try to construct financial success on top of hidden money wounds and then wonder why. Even the strongest budget plan collapses. We have to fix the foundation first. Now, before we get tactical, let's reset expectations about what normal looks like when it comes to your relationship with money. There is a common assumption that people good with money were just born different, with more discipline or some magical self-control gene. But after countless hours researching and coaching, I can promise the real story is more hopeful. Financial discipline is developed, not inherited. The wealthiest, most secure clients I have worked with all have one thing in common. They recognize their financial programming, the psychological autopilot shaping their money, moves, and they work with, not against, their mind. Every swipe, every saving or spending decision is filtered through years of conditioning, family beliefs, and emotional associations. Logic and math barely register unless we tackle the feelings underneath. Let's break this down together, step by step, with specific milestones so you can tell how far you have come. I have distilled this process into a 3-step money psychology reboot, and each step moves you closer to genuine, lasting financial change. Step 1. Financial self-awareness. This is about recognizing and naming your specific financial anxiety and the triggers underneath it. Not a little nervousness, but a real physiological response. Sweaty palms, racing heart, insomnia before payday, or even nightmares about bills. According to research published by the American Psychological Association, 23% of adults, and listen to this, 36% of millennials experience money-related stress that is severe enough to meet PTSD criteria. That means more than a third of millennials are fighting trauma-level financial stress. If basic budgeting fails for you, this may be why. So the first checkpoint, notice your body's reaction the next time money comes up. Do you avoid statements, procrastinate on paying bills, or feel a spike in anxiety when your phone rings for an unrecognized number? Drop a me in the comments right now if you have ever sabotaged yourself with money habits. You are part of a massive community. Step 2. Uncover and identify your money scripts. Most of what we think about money is not our own idea. It is inherited, imprinted, and rarely questioned. Generational trauma passes down through families, just as surely as hair color or height, but invisibly. Maybe your grandma lived through the Great Depression and passed her hoarding habits to your parents, who grew up with a scarcity mindset and projected it onto you. Or maybe money in your childhood was ammunition, a tool for control, a reward for good grades or withheld affection. Either experience can lead to either rebellion, reckless spending, or anxious over-control, obsessive saving. Now, most people do not stop to trace these patterns, but the effect is lifelong. In 2021, a study out of Kansas State University found that adults who watched their parents navigate financial instability were over 60% more likely to carry chronic money anxiety. Decades later, your money scripts, the subconscious beliefs like money is evil, rich people are greedy, I do not deserve success, or there is never enough, drive your reactions every day. Here's an engaging moment. Which money belief from your childhood still shapes your habits? If you identify one, type it in the comments. It helps others see they are not alone, and your story could spark someone else's change. Pattern break. Here's a real-life case. I worked with a community member, we will call her Sarah, whose parents lost everything in the 2008 crash. She absorbed a belief that the stock market is a trap and kept all her money in low-yield savings accounts. Once she traced this to childhood fear, she was able to start learning about diversified investing, take small steps into index funds, and now enjoys both more peace and twice the annual growth. Her anxiety went from constant dread to empowered curiosity just by getting aware of her roots. Step 3. Rewrite and replace self-sabotaging scripts. Once you see the programming, it is time to create new, intentional money beliefs. This is not fake positivity or wishful thinking. It is active, strategic retraining. Start by jotting down your most persistent, negative money belief. Next to it, write a new, balanced alternative. For example, money is always scarce becomes money can flow with smart habits and consistency. Here's the critical part. Back it with a tiny, practical action, an automatic savings transfer, a single investment into a diversified fund, or even removing one shopping app from your phone. The point is to prove your new belief through repeated low-stress evidence. 30 days of automating a $20 transfer does more to shift your mindset than 100 pep talks. Pause right here, and if you are game, commit to one micro-action in the comments. Which tiny step will you take this week to back up your new money script? Now you might wonder, if this is so simple, why do so many people still struggle? There are 3 psychological traps everyone faces. Legacy trauma. We have covered that. Present bias and environmental friction. Present bias is our brain's tendency to choose instant rewards over distant benefits, even when we know the math. That is why spending $100 on dinner tonight feels easier than putting $100 toward retirement. As behavioral economists explain, your brain literally discounts the value of future rewards. So, successful savers use tricks to make their future self more real: visualization, milestone celebrations, and linking long-term goals to immediate, daily wins. Example, one client, David, started tracking progress toward his $1,000 emergency fund with a simple wall chart. Each $50 deposit was a step closer to his goal and gave an instant dopamine boost. Result: he hit his target in 6 months, even though his previous attempts failed. The third trap is environmental friction. Willpower is not the answer. It is too unreliable. Instead, reshape your surroundings so the right choice is automatic. Research from the University of Chicago shows people are not more disciplined. They are just less tempted. Remove one-click purchase apps, unsubscribe from deal emails, and use the envelope or bucket method for spending cash. If you automate bill payments and transfers, you never have to count on motivation during the tough weeks. We have covered 3 steps, but if you are dealing with truly intense financial trauma, deep anxiety, paralyzing guilt, or patterns that just will not budge, sometimes you need specialized support. Financial therapy is a real recognized field, blending traditional therapy with money coaching. It helps you process psychological wounds, not just treat symptoms. If you ever feel stuck in a shame spiral about money, or if your anxiety is affecting your sleep, relationships, or health, seeking this kind of help is not weak. It is wise. But even if you do not need formal therapy, developing a healthier, more flexible relationship with money is possible for everyone. Stop aiming for zero emotion. Emotion is part of what makes you plan for the future in the first place. The goal is to harness these feelings rather than letting them run the show. Remember, rewiring takes time. Progress is not linear. You might build positive habits for months and then slip when life throws a financial curveball. That is not failure. It is part of the process. The difference now? You have a 3-step toolkit and an awareness of the old scripts. So setbacks become feedback instead of shame. Triggers? Let's pause and recap the full framework. Step 1. Name your financial triggers and anxiety. Step 2. Uncover the money scripts you have inherited or absorbed. Step 3. Actively rewrite those scripts using micro actions and environmental tweaks. When you combine these, you do not just budget better, you build real resilience. Now, maybe you are wondering if this can really work. Let's spotlight one more transformation. Earlier this year, a subscriber wrote in about her progress. After 3 months applying this system, she went from checking her bank account weekly in fear to reviewing it every day without dread. Her new habit, automated $10 weekly savings, felt tiny, but after seeing her emergency fund reach $320, the pride and peace were real for the first time. She signed off. Financial trauma is not your fault, but what you do next is your superpower. If that resonates, screenshot this framework or share this video with someone stuck in their own cycle. For even more support, download my free money script rewrite worksheet in the link below. It is packed with guided questions and prompts to help you retrain your money mind, and it has helped hundreds of my viewers start their journey. Before I wrap up, take a second to subscribe and click the bell. Next week, I will break down the psychology of financial goal setting, so you finally stick to New Year's resolutions. Remember, your path to money peace is not about flawless willpower or overnight change. It is about small, skillful steps in rewiring your financial story, one chapter at a time. If you have made it this far, let's make it personal. Share with us in the comments, what is the money script or belief you are working on rewriting right now? Your insight could empower someone else to take their first step too. As always, this material is for educational purposes and should not replace professional therapy or individualized support. Let's recap. The 3-step money psychology reboot starts by naming your financial triggers and anxiety, then uncovering the money scripts you have inherited or picked up over the years, and finally, actively rewriting those scripts using micro actions and smart environment tweaks. The big outcomes: lower anxiety, more financial resilience, and a turnaround in actual savings and peace of mind are possible even if you have never felt confident with money before. Here's your action plan. First, grab the free money script rewrite worksheet, linked in the description. It is your guided shortcut to clarity. Second, this week, pick one micro action. Set up an automatic $10 savings transfer, delete one shopping app, or identify a childhood money belief to start updating. Over the next 30 days, track the emotional and financial changes, and for the next 6 to 12 months, revisit this system and aim to connect more positive behaviors to your updated scripts. You see the worksheet as a check-in. When will you see results? For many, even a single shift, like automating savings or shifting a core belief, reduces stress in weeks, with measurable gains in confidence and savings. By the 3-month mark, the journey is on your timeline, not anyone else's. Now, if this was helpful, subscribe so you do not miss future deep dives. Next week's is on the science of sticking to money goals. While you are here, drop a like and let our community know in the comments which step or belief you are tackling right now. Download the worksheet, share the video if it resonated, and remember, financial trauma is common, but staying stuck is not your destiny. This content is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional therapy or individualized support for clinical, financial, or psychological issues.